This fragrance is actually the main reason why I am filming this video. Welcome back to my channel. Mina is my name, and so today I'm so excited to share with you in a very exciting video. Today's video is one of those where like certain fragrances made me realize like why I keep falling in love more and more with fragrances. I've created this channel because, well, life circumstances first got me to fragrances, but I ended up falling in love with fragrances. I am by no means an expert. I'm hoping one day, of course, to have the knowledge that I can just like pick up something, sniff, and just tell you like, this, da, 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 da. I'm nowhere near that, but hopefully I'll be there one day. So today's video is about fragrances that I only want the original of. Like, I don't want no dupes of this or inspired versions. I'm not saying that I have something against dupes. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I have actually many myself. And in some cases, I may even repurchase the dupe before I repurchase the original. But that's a video for another, that is story for another video. Before we start, I'm going to share with you my fragrance of the day. It's the bottle that I've been holding. So this is Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. This is not my first fragrance by this house. As a matter of fact, I actually have another bottle that I'm going to talk about. I came across a really good deal one day when I decided to snatch this. It's not something I wasn't really planning on getting, at least not anytime soon. So the price was just so good that I couldn't resist. But what I wasn't expecting is everything else that I've experienced with this fragrance. I honestly, by just looking at the name, thought I was going to get a clean, fresh out of this sour, soapy kind of fragrance. But this is the complete opposite. Let's just look at the notes before I don't want this to go on and on and on because I feel like I can go all day just talking about this fragrance. Literally, this is how fascinated I am by it. So the top notes for this fragrance are lavender, tangerine, bergamot, coriander, and nioli. Middle notes are cinnamon, cloves, orris root, rose, and osmanthus. And base notes are musk, vanilla, tonka bean, amber, sandalwood, guaiac wood, cedar, animal notes, and patchouli. So this is absolutely not your typical musky fragrance. This is honestly like one of the what the word I'm looking for. It's a twist in the fragrance. And by going online and trying to find out a little bit more about this fragrance, I found out that's how musk was done back in the day. But it took for me, also don't forget I'm new in this. It took for me for this fragrance to understand and learn so much. And therefore I just find it so fascinating, and I'm just wowed by it. And sorry for me saying and it just, I can wait to wear this more and discover some more. So that again is Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. Let's just stick with the same house and move on to the next fragrance. So this fragrance is one that I've had this for quite some time. When I first sprayed this, I was like, what the, why did I buy this? Who inspired me to buy this? Somebody must have talked about this or was just so good at describing this fragrance that I was like, I've got to get it. I've got to have it. So, but I remember in my notes, I put one of the best fragrances ever. I mean, if you hear something like that, don't you want to have it? So, but one thing I have to say about this one though, this was not a blind buy. So I actually bought a sample first. I don't think I liked this sample, but I don't think I hated it either. There was something about this particular fragrance that kept sending me back to it. So I don't want to keep making this any more exciting, and I'm just going to share with you. So this is Portrait of a Lady. So I was so curious about Portrait of a Lady that I had to have it. To be honest with you, I don't think I still fully understand this fragrance, but I know for a fact that I'm still learning when it comes to this fragrance. But every single time I wear this, I find it better than last time I wore it. Every time I wear this fragrance, I honestly want to go somewhere at the corner or go back to bed so I can study this more. I am not lying. This has the kind of effect on me. Notes for Portrait of a Lady are rose, clove, raspberry, blackcurrant, cinnamon, red berries. And then in the middle notes are Turkish rose, patchouli, incense, sandalwood, ylang ylang. And then base notes are incense, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, amber, and cedar. One thing I've noticed when it comes to Frederic Malle's fragrances, he uses lot of spices. With the previous fragrance, I was getting a chocolate note first, and then like in the beginning, I don't know why. I thought the fragrance had similarities to Tabacula by Dior, but then I sprayed them side by side and it wasn't. And then I thought it was maybe Tobacco Vanille. I sprayed them side to side. It was not the case either. So, but now going back to Portrait of a Lady, and it's just like I feel like I know since I'm still trying to get to know this fragrance, me having something that smelled similar to this would like ruin my path to me getting to the full potential of this. So that's the main reason why I do not want to dupe. Next fragrance literally takes me back home to Kinshasa, the Congo, where I was raised before I moved to Germany. So this is Carmina by Creed. I remember the very first time I smelled Carmina. Carmina came to me. I didn't search for Carmina. I had purchased something from Neiman Marcus that came with a sample of Carmina. The moment I smelled that, like I wanted to have Carmina like yesterday. I remember looking online for deals. I think Carmina was new. This is a release of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, or 23, but I'll look it up. I'll put it on the screen. So Carmina reminds me of my childhood back in the Congo. It's like happiest memories ever. But at the same time, I don't know why it's I think of grenadine, like the grenadine that we have here in the US, but I have it in memory like with more natural ingredients or done with more natural ingredients. I don't remember drinking any red sodas. We drink soda, we drink Fanta. People say Fanta here. Fanta. But it's the orange one, orange soda. Uh I don't know. It's just like I feel like because of Carmina, I have to go back to the Congo and find out why exactly this particular one takes me back there. I associate it, it's like I say, it's happy, happy, happy memories. And so for me, if I had a dupe for this or an inspired version of this, I think it will take away that because I'm still exploring. It's even though it's all good memories, and but I still want to find out why it's this one. I know. Does it sound crazy? Am I crazy? Well, I know I'm a little bit crazy, but yeah, this is just the memories I have with this. Also, at the same time, Carmina was my very first fragrance by this house. After I discovered Carmina, well, I did not get this from Neiman Marcus, by the way. At the time, I was new, purchasing from a lot of like new online retailers, and where when it's your first time purchasing online for even Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue, like everybody offers you 15% discount. If you like it, some places it's 20. So that's how I ended up getting Carmina. I think I got it from Twisted Lily or like one of those. If not Twisted Lily, I don't think it was Saint Angel. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I only got 15% of this. This bottle is very expensive. Uh, um, I wish that sample had come to me later because now you can get it for way less than what I had purchased this for. Like getting 15% of something that cost around $450 feels like paying full price. But either way, I don't know. I don't think I will change anything about the memories that I share with this particular fragrance. So for that reason, honestly, I don't want no other but this. And I will forever repurchase Carmina for that. So this is Carmina by Creed. Move on to a fragrance that I loved, but I didn't know I could love even more solely because I wore it layered with other fragrances. But then when I wore it alone in the cold, I got to experience it in a, like the most unique and beautiful way. So beautiful that I I'm not going to say never, but for the most part, I think I just want to smell it by itself. Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. Let me tell you something about this fragrance. That's my phone. Don't mind, it's just vibrating. I love me dark fragrances. I love oud. It's something that I've loved from the very beginning of my journey. I blame it. I always blame it on the fact that I'm a Capricorn. That's one. And then two, this is in rose oud combo, and I have quite a few in this scent profile. And if anything, I would love to like try others, from other houses rather than to get another inspired version of this. Look, now I'm even forming a little dent. So you don't need much from this. So one of the things I have to say about all of the fragrances that I'm presenting to you today, they all have one thing in common, and that's the best performance. Like they all are beast mode fragrances. Okay, maybe not the very first one. It gives you, never mind. Let's go back to Ombre Nomade. So, like I said, I used to layer this a lot with other fragrances, and I never really used a lot of it. Um, and I loved it. But I ended up falling in love with Ombre Nomade even. I didn't even know I could fall in love with this fragrance the way I am in love with it is when I went to Manhattan a couple of weeks ago. YSL. So YSL is having a pop-up event here. I tried to make it, but apparently they are no longer stamping, so only the people with stamps can get in. The event is supposed to be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., but I kid you not. Yes, the line goes all the way down the block. I'm not making it. I came here for that, and I'm like, no way. They stopped stamping. If it was 10 o'clock in the morning. 11, I know. It wasn't? Well, it started at 11. Was it bad on 11 o'clock? I just got here now. I wanted to go in here because they sent me an email for that. Me too, I got an email. I guess. Gonna get in there. Nope, we don't have a stamp. They stopped stamping. That's crazy. It is. Oh well. I was outside for 4 to 5 hours. It's too much of a hassle being in Manhattan and driving. So every time I go to Manhattan, like 90+% of the time, I take public transportation. It was freezing cold. And I knew it was going to be a cold day, and I knew I was not going to be driving. So I wanted something that was going to cut through the cold. I did not spray this on my clothes. I only spray this like on my body after I showered, moisturized, and I always use body oil. I went a little bit, I spread it a little bit more than when I usually layer it. And I kid you not, this fragrance was projecting. It smelled better than ever in the cold. I kept telling myself how good I smelled. It was freezing cold. I didn't want to be outside, but I stayed outside a little bit longer just so I could smell this. It was cutting through the cold and smelling so good, and even better than I had it in memory. And I ended up walking from Journal Square to my house, which is like a good 30 minutes. And I usually take a cab or the bus on my way back home. And I was like, no, I want to spend a little bit more time smelling this in the cold. It was the best experience ever. Like literally ever. This sounds crazy. I know, even though I was freezing my behind out there, I still wanted to spend a little bit more time just so I could smell this fragrance in the cold. Like it kept traveling to my nose, and I was like literally warm dressed. I was all covered up, and I was just so impressed. So impressed by their performance, so impressed by the sillage, so impressed. Like it checks all boxes. Check, 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 and more checks. So for that reason, I literally want to smell this fragrance outside in the cold. It like if you've ever worn this outside in the cold, you are missing out. If you have Ombre Nomade and next time it's cold, freezing cold outside, please do yourself a favor, spray this. Ladies, if your man has Ombre Nomade, I know this is oud, it's very oudy. I swear to you, I like in the cold, the oud is not that strong. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful scent. And I can wait by no means, I want winter. Like, luckily now we're having spring temperatures. But next winter, when it gets cold, I can't wait to wear this and just like be back in heaven by smelling this. And for this reason, honestly, I don't want to dupe for this. This is a 200 ml. It's gonna take me a long time until I finish this to get my refills. So this again is Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. A beautiful, beautiful rose oud fragrance. Just literally, it's a 10 out of 10. This fragrance is actually the main reason why I am filming this video. I wore a fragrance that I have in my collection that I didn't realize the very first time. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Maybe I layered it. Most likely I layered it with something else. That sounds like me. And then, sorry, the second time I wore it, I believe I wanted to try to get to know it more. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wear this. Maybe I was planning on talking about it, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't think I have the knowledge to. Okay, let's just go back. I don't know. It's just, I worried. Let's just say I worried by itself because I just wanted to get to know it more or better. That's when I first started thinking, this reminds me of something. But I knew what it reminded me of. But I was just like, okay, maybe it's just a phase, you know? How you go through top notes, middle notes, and then bass. I wore it to work. I ended up being busy. I work in a restaurant. I'm a server, bartender server. So it was a really busy day. I came home. I forgot about it. Honestly, I don't even think I wrote down anything because I always write down notes. It was not until I was doing my laundry. And when sorting out my clothes, I go, why does it smell so strongly of guidance? This fragrance right here by Amouage, guidance. And then I told myself, but I didn't wear guidance. So what is it? It has to be something else. And then I remember, I was like, oh my God, I didn't want to believe it only because the love I have for guidance, I can explain it. I just love this fragrance. This is my baby. You know, I feel like I have different loves for different bottles. It's explainable, you know. You love your mom a certain way, then you love your significant other, and etc., etc. So I think that makes sense. Yeah, so, and then I remembered, and I was just like, oh my God, I was right. I was absolutely right, even though I didn't want to be right. So I ended up going back to the fragrance. So the fragrance that I wore, that in my opinion, if you ask me, even though I may be one of a few, I don't see people talking about it. But I'm talking about Noble Blush by Lattafa. To me, this is a dupe for guidance. It's just creamier, more lactonic. Well, guidance is a bit creamy too, but I don't remember any milky notes. Maybe it has sandalwood that gives it the creaminess. Okay, you know what? I'm going to compare the notes. But back to the story. So I ended up taking out Noble Blush again. I sprayed it on the tester. I didn't want to spray it on my skin like literally because me just realizing that this smells like, it smells so much like guidance. It felt like I was cheating on my guidance. I was cheating on my beloved guidance. I know, it's crazy. I know. It made me also just in that moment realize I don't want an inspired version of this. I mean, I have guidance 46, but that's different. That's a sister, you know. That's a sister. It's just, I look at guidance 46 as a sister. This is the same house. You know what I mean? And I have nothing against Noble Blush. It just, this is a beautiful fragrance. Listen, I love this fragrance so much. And that's why I wore it again. But at the same time, that was the last time I wore Noble Blush. I do not want Noble Blush. I do not need Noble Blush. I just want guidance. I don't need this. Guidance is actually, I'm looking at my other guidance. My other Amouage bottles. Guidance was the only one from this house that I bought a sample of after reading so many polarizing comments. Even though I get a, what's the word I'm looking, like blind buy. I get a kick out of blind buying. But for this year, 2025, I told myself I'm gonna be trying to sample more before I buy. So I still have the sample of this when I bought it, like, and I only have a little bit left in that. I bought a sample of this first. It's literally the only fragrance by this house that I bought a sample of first. And it was one teeny tiny little spray. And I knew I wanted it right there because I loved it so much. I share this memories, this journey, this whatever you want to call it with this fragrance. I know you either love it or hate it. And for me, it was love at first spray. It was love that I didn't have to work for. You know how sometimes you're working your way up, 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 up. No. And it's just like my bottle looks full because you don't need much. Like I barely have a dent and I wear this on special occasions. And it's just like guidance to me is the it girl. Like all I can say is I love, 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 love this fragrance. I just love it so much. I'm just gonna put the notes on the screen for both of them. It just my love for this bottle is the inspiration behind this video in general. So if I happen to come across more bottles in my collection that I feel like I don't need a dupe or an inspired version of it, I may make another video, like some sort of a part 2 of this video. So yes, this is just what I wanted to share with you today. These are the fragrances that I don't want to dupe of. Like I only want the OG. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Like this video please. And another thing, I am going to do a giveaway. I don't know exactly when, but please help me reach my first 100 subscribers. I'm so close. As of right now, I think I'm only like 13 subscribers away to reach my first 100. I don't know exactly by what number I'm going to start doing giveaways. I don't feel comfortable selling this, so I would love for this beautiful fragrance to find a home where it's going to be used like and loved the way I use and love my guidance. So with that say, again, I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video.